This is stuff you don't find in the States ever. Welcome to Spain, everybody. So I'm hitting a market in my friend's town that is huge, and there's so many vendors, and it looks like a lot of art. So I'm excited to do some shopping today and hopefully fill up an entire suitcase of stuff.
So to set the scene, this market spans several streets and parking lots, and they're all connected together. Some items were in boxes that you had to dig through, but most things were actually laid on the ground, so you had to crouch down and climb over stuff to look at things. Some displays were curated, but most dealers just had a bunch of random stuff on sheets with a few treasures mixed in. Nothing was priced, so I always had to ask for pricing as I went along.
So I just bought these two things, this crazy brass bowl and this very cool frame butterfly specimen. So I just found this beautiful floral. It has a few flaws, but that's what happens when you buy art in Europe sometimes. See, you turn the corner, and I love the purple color. This little guy, could not pass them up. Hard to show you the right tones. So sunny, but 1970s. Just bought these pretty framed pieces. The colors look a little strange on camera, but this one is a poppy, and you guys know I have a poppy collection, and I don't have one that's styled like this. The floral streak continues. Love the blue vase on that one, and the colors on this are really unique. I just got this beautiful flower chalkware piece, the hook on the back. Could be from Italy. Just love the colors on it. This is probably going to be for me. Another floral to add to the bag. That seems to be the theme of this market. I want to bring these home so bad. I've never seen anything like them. The colors are fantastic. They're 3D. There's just no way they would survive, and they'd weigh 1,000 pounds. That's like an extra special bag type of purchase. But I did just get this painting, which is original framed for 15. So walking away happy. I wish I could get these. So I just got this very strange Picasso statue. It's like resin, stone, plaster, but it's really neat. It has glue there. There must have been a plaque at one point, but it was 10. Another beautiful floral. This has some damage on the frame, which I'll just clean up with some paint, but kind of like how it has like a purpley hue. A Florentine piece. I love these handled organizers. I don't find them a ton in my price range, but this one was only €2, so had to come home. So my friend, bless his heart, he's been with me shopping, and he's helping me figure out how to fit all of the art that I've gotten, which is many pieces, into the bag that we have, because I went a little overboard on art today, which is the best stuff, but it's just like art on art, the best kind of haul. I'm so excited. I saw this guy, and I thought he said 50, but it was actually 15. And this is one of those cherubs, and this is one I've never seen before. It's so cool. So we're back where we started at the beginning, and I got a lot of art. So much art, which is my favorite thing. I'm so excited. And I got some cherubs and some other fun pieces. I might need to buy a suitcase to bring it all back in. So I may have overspent on that. But when the art is good and the pieces are good, you just have to buy while you can find it, because this is stuff you don't find in the States ever. So I have €1 left, and I found all a euro table. So we'll see what I can find for €1. Tempted to get these because they're so cool and they're hand carved. I feel like she has fangs. I think I found my piece for €1. This little pot. So I saw this from across the way, and it nearly stopped me dead in my tracks. And I was like, okay, bracing myself for the price. And it was, drumroll, €2. I did have to borrow the money from my friend, but I am in love. And my friend just reminded me, the man said that this was from Picasso's brother, which we know is not true. But he was selling it hard for €2. Good morning from Granada, Spain. I'm on my way to a flea market, walking down a very cobblestone street. Don't know what to expect. Hopefully there's a lot of good stuff. It's been really lovely in this city so far. We went to the Alhambra and just walked around the streets and saw amazing architecture, and I found a treasure I wanted to rescue from the garbage. Of course I couldn't. Bring it back in my suitcase. There's always good old stuff in the trash too, so I definitely look in the trash bins. I'm trying hard not to trip on the cobblestone street, so hopefully I find something good at the flea market today. It's also a big festival weekend, so there are so many people, so many young people in town, so it's fun to see their fashion and what they're doing, and a lot of really cool crosses and religious displays. So for someone like me who thrifts and collects a lot of like religious artifacts, it's been a really fun weekend to be here in this town. So the market is sadly teeny tiny and mostly closed. So we'll see if there's any home goods here worth buying. So I'm at the market and I found this Brutalist Jesus piece, which is insane. This crucifix is crazy. It's brass. It's 60 euros. So I'm bringing it home. It's going to be interesting to pack. And this vendor has a lot of wonderful pieces. Such an eclectic mix, and there's so many I wish I could bring home with me. A set of 3 for 10 euros. They have the enamel and copper and the pokey part in the center for your candle. They're really pretty. I love the colors. So unfortunately, the market was not very full. Very few vendors, very few home goods, very few vintage pieces. What you saw was basically all I saw, and sometimes it can be really hard to film in these scenarios when the market is really teeny tiny and the vendor's like staring at you unless you're buying something. They're not really excited about you filming. So that just can happen in Europe. They're a little bit more prickly about people filming in public, which is totally fine, but it makes these videos a lot harder to get for you. But the finds I got, I like. The Brutalist crucifix that hangs on the wall was very cool, and then the brass candle holders that I got. Oh, not brass, the copper enamel candle holders that I got, I really like. So it was worth like the walk and showing up to, but I was really hoping to get more stuff. Right across from the market is the most adorable hostel. Look at the pomegranate on the top and all of the decals, like the ceramic decals. It's so fun. So I always get a chai tea in every country that I visit that has it. And this chai is really good. It's not like the States at all. Like, it's completely different, but definitely worth drinking. So I've started packing and I'm in my friend's living room and I basically have taken it over. There is art everywhere and her cat is so interested in all the things I've picked up. It's been really funny to have an animal right alongside with you as you pack. She's been sitting in the box. She's been, of course, sitting in my bag. She's tried to stand on my canvases. It's been really funny. But I'm making these art piles. All the canvases I stacked together with cardboard in between to protect them, and all my Amazon bubble mailers. But I have a ton of stuff I need to pack up. Thankfully, I have a lot of small art that will just fit in between here. But usually I get to wait pretty quickly. So I may have to get a second bag. So we are back home in my studio space, and it's actually been several weeks since I was in Spain. I came home, unpacked, checked to make sure everything was fine. Thankfully, nothing was damaged, and promptly took everything and just shoved it in a corner and forgot about it. So honestly, everything that I'm going through with you today is going to be new to me because it's been so long since I bought it. So this haul has a ton of art, which is my favorite thing to source when I go to Europe because we just don't get old art here. And if we do, it's not as cheap as it is in Europe. So I got a lot of art in this haul. And I got some brass pieces, needle points, figurines, pottery, all the best stuff. So most of these pieces are going to be available on Etsy. So you can either shop by clicking the QR code or I usually link each piece down below. Okay, so let's jump right into the haul. So I got a ton of florals on this trip and I love floral art. Clearly, I have a ton in my background. This piece is going to be so hard to give up, but I'm going to list it. It has a little bit of damage right here, and I'm probably going to just repair that with a little bit of gold paint, like I can color match it. Usually that's what I do when frames like this have damage, but largely speaking, it is in really good shape. And this frame is just so beautiful. And I love the blue flowers. It's artist sign in the corner. Anyways, when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, please don't be $1 million, and it wasn't, so it came home. I also got this cute floral piece, and I just love how long it is because in a gallery wall, you want pieces like this to kind of break up all of the traditional like landscapes or portraits. This is kind of a nice size to add. And then this painting is totally different than the others because it has these gray wash tones to the frame, and I don't find this type of like muted color palette very often. So that's why I picked this one up. I thought it's not my style because I'm not really into the grays. I like the warm tones. I love the gold, like painted wood frames, but I thought someone out there who loves to decorate with gray and these more muted tones will really like this one. So if you watched my last video, you will have seen this little clown painting, and I think it's adorable, and I'm planning to keep it for myself. And I know clowns are not for everyone. I don't like them either, really, but this was just kind of cute and quirky to me. So I had to get them. The funny thing about the interaction that I had with the person who was selling me this clown is that when I first asked the price, the guy was just like, like a few euros. I'm like, okay, that makes sense, you know, for the clown. And then his friend came like hot on his heels over to me. He's like, no, that's not a few euros. That's more than that. And I'm like, okay, you can't tell me a price and then all of a sudden up the price because you see who's buying it. And he's like, no, that's a lot more money. And I'm like, no, it's not. And I was not going to budge. And I basically said to him, it's a painting of a clown. And he's like, but it's original. I'm like, yes, but it's not a masterpiece. It's a painting of a clown. And so he was like, ugh. Fine. So anyways, he gave it to me at the price that I wanted. But I thought it was really funny that of all of the buying that I did in Spain and all the haggling that I did, the hardest haggle was over this clown painting. Okay, so moving on to more stuff for you guys. So I got this amazing stone lidded pot. It definitely has some wear, but these types of pieces always have chips. They never survive intact because they just are so delicate. So yeah, I was really excited about this, and this will be available on Etsy. And then I also got this amazing cool brass bird lidded dish. I thought this was awesome. I mean, I find a lot of brass stuff here and brass bird things, but I have never found a piece like this. And I thought it was so cool. And I love the patina on it. I will not shine it up. I'm gonna leave it like this. So if whoever buys it wants to shine it up to like bright brass, they can. But I thought the patina on this was really good. Now I find Florentine pieces here, so I don't usually like go out of my way to buy them, but I've never seen this style of caddy in this color green. So that's why I got it, and the price was really good. And then same with this one. I've never seen these colors here. Usually I'm finding the ones that are kind of just like the white, cream, and gold, and that's it. And this, I loved how it had like the peachy pink tones and the green, and I thought it was really great, and it's stamped on the back. So anytime I can find something that I can find here in Europe, I usually only pick them up if it's a little bit different than what I typically find locally here, because I don't want to, you know, take up room from something else that's very unusual that I can't get here. And I always have to keep that in mind. And kind of in that same vein is this wood box. So I find a lot of wood boxes, obviously, because I buy them all the time for my booth. But again, this one was definitely more unusual because the inlay was different, and I loved the details around here. And again, the price was right. So I decided to pick it up, even though I can find wood boxes here a lot. This one was really special. Okay, so moving on to some more art. So this piece I thought was really beautiful. I love the wood frame, the matting. I loved the vase and how it's a blue and white vase. And it's finished on the back. So this will be available on Etsy. So I have so many florals, so many florals. Art on board is something I always look for when I am at the flea markets because they are so easy to pack. And I love this one of a ship. I thought it was really pretty. And I also found it interesting that they painted on the rough side of the canvas board. Every once in a while, I'll find a painting where they actually choose like the textured side. Usually people are painting on the back side that's smoother. But I love like the texturing and how interesting it makes the piece look. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, there you can see the texturing now. Every once in a while, I'll find a painting like that. And I think it just makes it a little bit more special. So anyways, this will be available on Etsy too. So one of the ways you can tell a piece is old when you're shopping for art at a flea market is how the canvas is attached to the stretcher. So this has nails, and like this one and some of the other ones have staples. So this is an older piece because it has the nails on the outside. And then this one is also interesting because it has this wooden back too, like they did a canvas board on the back to prevent puncturing on the canvas, which I thought was really great. It made it really safe. So I thought this piece was amazing, not just because it was old with nails. That was like the first thing that caught my eye. I was like, ooh, this is an old one. but it also looks really old. Like the colors and the paint have definitely changed over time. It's a little bit more moody. I just thought it was a very cool piece. So I was very excited about this. And the other one that I got with nails, and I think, oh no, I have another one too, or a couple more. I thought this one was really, really beautiful, of a European town, and it's artist signed, and the color palette is just really nice and cheerful. And I liked how on the back that they also painted the pretty blue that they carried over the edges. They also painted it on the back. They were very committed to fully completing this painting, and I thought it was great. So yeah, I was very excited. I went to this one person's like sheet, because everything at these flea markets are basically on top of sheets. And I went to this person's like sheet of art. There was art everywhere, all over it. And these were the pieces I first saw, and it was very curated, and the art was great. And I was like, oh, these are all going to be really expensive. And then when I asked for the price of one of them, it was very reasonable. I was like, oh, okay, maybe all of it's reasonable. So I ended up buying a lot from that artist, or that vendor, because there was just so much art that was very reasonably priced. That was like right in line with what I was looking for. So you always want to make sure you ask, because there's so many times where I have thought that based on the display, the pieces are going to be expensive, and they're not. And there's many times where I thought, okay, this is all junk. This thing's going to be really like cheap, because everything on this is like basically garbage, and then it's like a bajillion dollars. So you can't always judge a sheet in the display by what the prices are going to be. But anyways, this piece is going to be on Etsy like everything else. Oh, and this is definitely one of the ones I wanted to keep, because it was just such a special piece. So when I'm shopping for art, I actually don't really think too much about the condition, because people actually don't mind rips and tears and holes. If it's from Europe, it's old and it has the right vibe, people generally will think those kind of add to the charm and the character. So this piece has some slashes. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it has some slashes here, like threadbare areas, I should say. And it's definitely like more coming off of the frame than the other pieces, but it's beautiful. It's purples. It just is a color palette that was very unique. But it's definitely very old and also kind of dirty. I got to clean it up before I list it. But pieces like this, people will buy because they recognize the charm of it, and it just would look amazing in someone's wall in their home. It's artist signed. It has all that history. And another one very similar to that, but even more rustic, is this one. And you can barely see the scene because it's so dark. But, and also you can see kind of there's a slit there, but it's just so cool. It's just amazing the way that it's done. I absolutely adored it. You really have to look close at it, and it has the dates on it, and it has like the signature in the corner, and this one is an oldie, and it's just a cool piece. So anyways, very excited about that. I've never had trouble selling like damaged or imperfect art, because it's just so cool in and of itself. So anyways, if you're ever going to a flea market and you find a piece of amazing art and it has some damage like that, like holes, tears, anything like that, if it's reasonable enough, pick it up, because someone will want it. Okay, so let's take a break from the paintings, and I wanted to show you this amazing museum replica. So I think this is based off of, I think something Picasso did, but honestly, I can't remember. But museum replicas and statues, these are pieces that you would have found in like a gift shop. They have a whole market of people that are interested in buying them, because usually they are signed or dated or numbered. So they are very cool pieces themselves. And you can often find them in Europe. So a lot of times I'll look out for like busts and sculptures and nudes and stuff that you would find in museums that would have been sold in souvenir shops. So I always look out for those. This piece I thought was just so cool. Compared to everything else around it, this definitely stood out. And I was like, oh, that is a really weird, interesting piece. And I feel like the back of it are two people standing with two butts. Like, are those two butts? I don't know. It's a weird piece. Anyways, I thought it was awesome, so I had to pick it up. I got a few like cute small things, so I always look for small stuff to kind of fill in the suitcase with that are light. And I got these amazing cherubs that are painted, definitely moody vibes. They have a little bit of wear and tear, and so I have to decide if I want to repair them or not, or just keep it, because this is the hard part about doing repair work like I do sometimes. people want to see kind of like the chipping away because it adds character, and other people like they'd rather have it repaired to where it looks not new, but it doesn't have like the white, because the white is kind of such a contrast with the other colors. So I don't know. I gotta decide what I'm gonna do with these. But cherubs, as you guys have heard me say before, definitely sell. And I was surprised to learn this years ago. This is the best cherub that I got. This guy was fantastic. I saw him the first time I went to the flea market, because I went to my friend's, the flea market near my friend's home twice, a week apart. And I saw this the first time, and I swear the guy said 50 euros. And I was like, he's definitely worth more than that, so I'm not surprised. And then when I went back the second time, I just happened to ask again, because he seemed to have forgotten that it was me who asked the last time, and it was 15. And I don't think he said 15 the week prior, because I swear I remember having to like have the conversation of numbers in Spanish. So anyways, yeah, so I got this guy for 15, and he is so good. I mean, he's probably the coolest one I have ever picked up. He's all wood. When I took a picture of the sheet, again, the sheet that all the stuff was on, and I asked you guys, like, what of all this stuff did you think I got? Only a couple people chose the cherub. Everyone else thought the brass stuff. So it was kind of fun to see what everyone thought I would have picked up on that sheet. But this is the guy that came home out of all of that stuff that I saw. So aside from that clown painting, there's a few things that I'm probably going to keep for me. So this is one of them. This really pretty rose chalkware piece painted, because I want to put in my gallery wall. And then I also got a tiny little floral, a painted floral in a gold frame that I actually already put up in my tiny gallery wall. So I will show you some footage of how my gallery wall is looking with that addition. And I think this is probably going to have to go up there too. I totally forgot about it until I was getting everything out to show you guys. So I was like, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna put this in my gallery wall too. So anyways, this may not be for sale, because it's just, I've never found a rose before. So a couple more things that I'm probably going to keep, and we'll just get them out of the way right away. This painting of birds, I mean, the colors are so beautiful, so beautiful. It took my breath away. I saw it across the parking lot where the flea market was, and I was like, and I just like, I had to have it. And so I was so excited about this, and it's going to go on my new gallery wall that I'm still planning. I'm very close to getting everything that I want for it. So this pinkish wall is going to go away soon, and it's going to be greens. It's going to be fun. Just got to figure out what I'm doing with this chair. And also sorry that the lighting situation is getting weird. The light is like transitioning because it's summer, and the summer light is just very annoying in here. And the other thing that I'm going to probably keep is this needle point. I just never find geometric needle points ever. And this one I thought was very cool. Now it would look awesome in this gallery wall, but I'm taking it down, but this will look really cool in the rest of my home, because the rest of my home is very modern art, very colorful art. And so I will add this to my gallery walls downstairs. Okay, so back to stuff for you guys. So I got this set of florals. So these will be sold together as a set. Yeah, that is the right, I'm like, is that the right way? So these will be on Etsy. So these are for you guys. And then I got these florals, and I can't decide if I want to reframe these or not, because the frames are definitely more damaged. I knew that buying them. And this one being poppies. You guys know I collect poppy art, so I'm tempted to keep this guy. So I gotta decide. I gotta go through my art again, my poppy art collection, and see if I want to add this to it or not. Otherwise, these will be for sale. These are actually painted on board, not on, so canvas board, not on canvas with a stretcher. So I could easily pop these out and put them in a new frame. So that is something that I'm considering doing, because the frames are definitely damaged. And then two other pieces. This one I absolutely loved, because it is a landscape, but the colors are really unusual, and it kind of has some purple tones, and I don't find a lot of purple toned art. So that's why I picked up that one that was like hydrangeas. Yeah, hydrangeas. And then this one I thought was really pretty. And again, the size is very unusual, being long. So I was really excited about that. And then this piece, absolutely loved this piece, because the frame is really good, and the size being tall and narrow, and the colors, I thought this was really beautiful. Artist sign in the corner. So this was a really exciting piece. Again, this is like painted on board and framed. So yeah, some really beautiful art pieces, and all of them were like different and unusual, which is what I really loved about finding the art this time in Europe. So another pair of art I got, which I'll probably sell each one individually, are these ship paintings. They definitely go together. I bought them together, but I don't know if anyone would want both of them or just one of them. So I probably will sell them separate, but I thought they were really very cool, framed really well, very well done, extremely intricate. I just thought they were lovely. So anyways, when I saw these, I was like, oh yes, someone's going to absolutely love these boat paintings. Okay, so I totally forgot about this box. So I'm actually keeping this too. So I lied. There's one more thing that I'm keeping. Is this beautiful souvenir box from France. And the reason I know it's from France is it says Lourdes on it, which is a town in France. And I also collect these, and they have a very distinct way that they're carved. So they almost look kind of geometric with these like flat surfaces, and the color is always like this like deeper wood stain color. And they all have kind of the same similar style. I love this one because it has Lourdes on it. So I grew up Catholic when I was little, and one of my favorite stories was the story of Saint Bernadette, which is the story of Lourdes and holy water. And my grandparents used to order holy water special from Lourdes. And so it just really makes me think of them. And so I'm just really excited that I actually have one of the souvenir boxes for a place that was so meaningful to my grandparents and my family. So anyways, yeah, really excited about this find. And speaking of religious things, of course I had to bring back at least one crucifix. I sell so many crucifixes in my booth. Anytime I find the really cool old ones from Europe, I bring them back because you just don't get the cool old ones here. And this one, this Brutalist brass solid one, oh my gosh, I just realized. Bless his heart, Jesus is upside down. There he is. He's back in the right orientation. So yeah, this hangs on the wall, very solid. When I bought it, I was like, how am I going to get you home where you don't puncture everything in the suitcase? And I definitely knew I had to check him, because can you imagine if I tried to bring this on the plane? They would definitely have not let me fly, because they were like, ma'am, you got a weapon masquerading as a crucifix in your bag. So anyways, I thought this was very cool. And when I bought it, another dealer came over and was like, oh, did you buy that? And I think they actually wanted it and hadn't like shopped around, because it was right as the market was opening. And I'm like, yep, I did. Sorry, snooze you lose. But yeah, I thought it was a very, very cool piece, and also one of the most unusual crucifixes I've ever found. Okay, so we're about to the end of the stuff. So I got this interesting painting, and I thought about breaking it out of its frame because I wasn't in love with the frame. But my friends who I was traveling with, they're like, we kind of like the frame. It's kind of interesting how it has like the 3 steps of color. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll bring it with its frame home, and a person can decide. I also got a bunch of needle points, but the frames definitely have seen better days, and I actually broke this guy out of his frame before I left because it was so bad. But they're all definitely done in the same style, so I gotta decide, because breaking them out, I mean, you can see they are definitely like sealed in there. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about these pieces, similar to the other ones where the frames are just not great, but it presents a project that I have to do before I sell it. So gotta decide on that. I also got these really pretty candle holders. Sorry about the lighting again. It's just, okay, there it goes. It's brightening up. It's struggling today with how much sun is coming through that skylight above me. But I got these really cool, interesting enamel and copper candle holders. They had the little pokey thing. Again, something that I struggled to bring home. I was like, please don't stab everything else that I'm bringing home and ruining a canvas. So yeah, I've definitely managed to buy some trickier things to pack this go around. And then let's see, we showed you that. Oh, this piece. I also got this very cool brass bowl. I loved the person or the figures on the outside of the handles and the feet. I thought it was a really neat piece. It has a little bit of dings and stuff in it, like right here. So I may try to pop that out. Otherwise, I'm not too worried about it, because again, if someone is buying this piece, they know that this piece has had a long life and probably has sustained some dings, especially if someone had a kid and the kid was like, psh. You know, we've all had those moments with our child where they chuck something they shouldn't. So anyways, I think, is that everything? I think that actually might be everything. Okay, so that is my haul that I got from Spain. Oh wait, no, 2 more things. Not super exciting, but these cool brass picture frames. Like these are just some sort of strange, weird prints. So I'm gonna pop those out and then just use them as picture frames. And picture frames of any kind have been selling so well for me, especially ones that are the old ornate ones like this. People love them. And you can find those like everywhere in Europe. So anytime I find them and they're a good price, I usually bring them back home because I don't find them here as often. Okay, so I think that is everything I have to show you in today's haul from Spain. So if you are interested in any of these pieces, you can either click the QR code on the screen to go to my Etsy shop, or you can click a link down below in the description. Now, most of the pieces should be live by the time the video is published, but there's certain pieces, like I mentioned, that I'm trying to decide what I do with based on the framing situation. So if I don't get to figuring that out, it may take a little while for them to hit my Etsy shop. So if you don't see it, it may not be because it's sold. It may be because I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it and how I'm going to sell it yet. So just keep that in mind. You can always send me an email. Okay, so before I let you go, I just wanted to tease something that's happening in August. So I'm actually going to be going to the UK to do another sourcing trip in Europe, which is so exciting. And I'm going to time it to go to the big show, Newark. I think that's what it is, in August. And yeah, I want to maybe do a meetup. So I've been talking to another YouTuber to see if she wants to do something together. So more details on that soon. So we're going to try to time maybe a meetup of some sort to that market. So we'll see. We'll see if we can figure out a venue and a good time, and planning stuff from overseas is always tricky. So we'll see if I'm able to get that nailed down. But hopefully if I do, some of you guys might want to come and say hi, because that would be so much fun. So anyways, more detail on that soon. So thank you so much for watching today, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Take care.